Well, obviously you'll be very happy to have picked up the 3 points on Saturday, but one of the other great bonuses, if you like, is it gives you the opportunity to really enjoy your cup matches, doesn't it?
It does. It was part of an important week for us, you know, winning the game on Saturday. Like I said, not at our best. First half, Oldham probably better on us, but second half we raised our tempo. Probably not to where we know we can get really, but it was enough to win the game. And that's what it's about. I mean, there's 18 games left. No one's going to look at your performances at the end of the season if you're up in and around it. You know, it's a bit like the FA Cup, isn't it? We haven't played well in the first couple of games against Woking and Tranmere, but no one's worrying about them games now. Everyone's looking forward to Leicester, aren't they? So it's a result business. We're getting the jobs done at the minute, but we've got a tough game tomorrow, and we know we have to approach this game in the right way.
Yeah, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it, to go out every week and to play your best football and to be really dashing and excellent in every way. But quite simply, it's never going to happen like that, and sometimes you will have to find other ways to win. 100%.
You have to find different ways to win. You just can't be one-dimensional. And I think we've shown this over the last, you know, of our performances of late, that we can win different ways, that we can play really well and go to Wigan and probably should have come away with 3 points, but we didn't. We can go to Luton and dig in, not play so well, but still get through. And then we can hold our own, you know, for a half against Oldham, who were better than us, but we can turn it on the next game, in the next half, and win 3-0. So the group's in a good place at the minute. We really are. These are two good games for us coming up. Starting with the Checkatrade, there's going to be a few fans there. I think, you know, Phil was telling me 800 or 900 tickets sold already, which is great for this tournament, considering no one really wanted to come to it at the early part of the season. But I think they can now sense that we've got a chance. Really difficult game, like it was in pre-season when we played them there. They haven't changed in terms of the way they play. It gets results. They grind you down, but we got to make sure we worry about ourselves, take our game to them, and look to affect them that way.
Yeah, and unlike with the Luton game, I think Lincoln have played pretty strong sides right through the competition, but certainly last time out it was their strongest 11 available.
Yeah, well, I think Lincoln are a little bit similar to us in terms of their squad's not huge. You know what I mean? I think Danny's made a point of that about, you know, he wanted to keep he always has, to be fair, and even in the National League last year they were quite a tight group and they played a lot of games. Even in their FA Cup run, it was the league games, they still had that balance of the group, and probably work a lot on their fitness just like we do. So I'm sure they're a fit group. So the games, like I said to you before, it's not about resting people for this, resting people for that, because ultimately you can find yourself out of the FA Cup in the first round and out of the Checkatrade in the group stages. So that's the reason why we've stayed with a strong group. We have a squad, of course, but we haven't got a huge squad that we can chop and change and make 11 changes like Luton did. So we'll go with the group we have got. Had a look at the group this morning. Everyone seems fresh and ready to go again, and everyone's looking forward to the games coming up now, because we're in good form, we're in good confidence, and every single player wants to be part of the games.
And I know it's quite often that you come up against players either you know well or have previously played for Posh. Harry Anderson and Michael Bostwick with Lincoln, and I guess particularly for Bozzy, he was such an institution whilst he was here that it'll be a little bit strange coming up against him.
Yeah, and Lee Freckleton's there as well, so 3 ex-Peterborough players in the Lincoln team. You know, Harry was unfortunate really here, where he didn't get much game time because of the wide players we've got, Madison and Edwards, and probably the way we were playing formation-wise last year. Bozzy, you know, the fans loved Bozzy when he was here, didn't they? So he's highly thought of, I'm sure, with the Peterborough fans, and great lad, you know, great lad Bozzy, but probably the right time for him to move on and try and forge a career for a sustained or longer period than he was going to when he was here. And Frex was brilliant. I enjoyed playing with Frex when he was here. You know, we know his qualities, we know we have to be switched on to him, because he will run forward, and but yeah, you know, they're 3 good lads, and I'm sure they'll do well at Lincoln.
In terms of the team news, presumably Joe Ward can play, having come from Woking, but George Cooper can't?
Yeah, George is he can't play in either of these games this week, so a bit of a blow for us really. But we knew what we were getting ourselves into when we signed him. Obviously Wardy can, which is good for us. We've got the Silva Lopez back, trained the last couple of days as well, which is a good boost for us. He's back a lot earlier than what expected. So apart from that, everybody's fine. Everybody's fit and round to go.
You haven't got any additional suspensions this time because it's got a different disciplinary, hasn't it, which makes it a bit confusing?
No, I don't think so. Well, I hope not anyway. My secretary haven't told me anything, so no, I think we're fine. Everybody's good this time. Yeah,
it's tricky to keep on top of, and great to have so many players available to pick from. And with the last round, you were able to take out Stephen Taylor and bring Jack Baldwin in, so you've got some options there as well.
We do, and listen, Jack was outstanding in the game against Luton. But it's we've got options all over the pitch really. If we need to take our one or two out and save legs if we need to, which we possibly will, then we'll do that. But without making wholesale changes to the team. There may be one or two, of course, but you know, it's a big week for us. Not only is this a big game, but so is Saturday, and then we've got a run of games in the league. Without looking too far ahead, that we need to be looking to take quite a lot of points and to keep ourselves within the mix. So it's a big couple of months coming for us, and everyone's looking forward to it.
How is Gwion Edwards getting on? I think it was probably about a month ago that you were thinking either 2 or 3 months that he'd be out. Have you got any clearer picture?
Time scale? No, I'm not. We won't know that until we see him getting better. He is coming out of his plaster in the next couple of days. I know that, maybe today or tomorrow, and then he can start getting some work done to him, get himself back, you know, doing some rehab in the gym and stuff like that. So we're not sure on Gwion. We just have to play it by ear, really. You know, he could recover quicker than what we think. He could be longer. So it'd be. It wouldn't be right to say a certain date for Gwion to return.
And clearly there's been plenty of talk about Jack Marriott. We've spoken about him. I guess when you got into the January transfer window, you knew this would be the case, didn't you? I think we've got, what is it, £7 million today. It may well be £8 million next week. And I suppose it's twofold, isn't it? One is dealing with that, and then it's a whole different situation if actually something concrete happens.
I would love to know who his agent is, to be honest, because I might hire him myself. No, I'm only joking. But yeah, I mean, listen, you see things flashing up all the time, don't you? In January, there's always speculation about players, and there's always going to be speculation about Jack because of the sheer fact that he's got 24 goals. So tremendous effort from him. You know, I was kidding with him this morning, saying that he's not ruthless enough. He should have 40. You know, and he's probably thinking the same thing. But it's he's been outstanding for us. You know, every time he gets a chance, you know, he's likely to take it, or if he doesn't take that one, he'll take the next one. So it is what it is. Jack, he's calm. He's looking forward to the game tomorrow. You know, what happens. Like I said to you, we've always got things going on in the background if anything happens from a day-to-day basis and one of our players does leave, but we're not expecting anybody to leave. We're hoping everybody stays here, you know, because we're in a good position at the minute. You know, we're in the right place to forge and contest, you know, promotion. We're in the forefront of the FA Cup, and we're in the game tomorrow night against Lincoln that we want to try and progress. So it's important we try and keep the group together, but I know how things work in football, and they could change from day to day.
Is Jack Marriott in that frame of mind where he literally goes into every game at the moment expecting to score? Is he a bit frustrated if he comes off and he hasn't got a goal? Definitely.
I was delighted he got the penalty because his work in the game, he deserved the goal really. You know, at the time I thought the defender handled the ball on the line from his scissor kick, but it was actually good defending. And then he had a good chance in the first half as well that he could have scored. But he keeps going. He keeps persistent with his runs. Doesn't get frustrated. He probably makes about 20 to 25 runs in behind teams in a game. You know, and the percentage of that, he's going to put in 4 or 5 of them. So he's a willing runner. He's excellent for us. He's getting better in his all-round play as well. Not only his his goal scoring, but his general hold-up play and his cleverness and his linking in and around the box, he's getting good at and improving on all the time. And I think he's pleased to have his partner in crime back in and around him as well in junior. So yeah, we're looking good at the minute. And
just to finish, Ricky Miller, any closer to finding a club for him?
Nothing really at the minute with Ricky. No, we are looking. There is a lot of interest in him, and it's probably down to Ricky picking the right club for him, Ricky and his agent. So we're hoping he can go and play some games. You know, as a football player, you don't want to be just training every day and not being involved. So it's important that he goes out and plays some games, because he's been unfortunate there. And I've told Ricky this, he's been unfortunate. He missed the first 7 games through suspension. He came back, he scored a great goal against MK Dons, which got wrongly disallowed. Another decision that went against us this year. And that could have just set him off on a spark, you know. And you don't get 40 goals in the National League if you haven't got anything about you. And I'm sure somebody who takes him will get him back up and put him in their team. Just at the minute he finds himself behind Danny Lloyd's played there, Jack Marriott, Junior Marias, and Idris Kanu. So someone's gonna get themselves a finisher, a goal scorer, and whatever club gets him, I'm sure they'll be lucky to have him.